All right, so I think there's some confusion with children and supplementation, especially for children who are active in sports, not children who have some sort of chronic illness or disease. So let's do the thing again and go to see what Chat GPT says. So I typed in the top 10 supplements for adolescent athletes. Um, so age ranges adolescent years, right? Okay. Some of them you can use within the beginning years, and some of them you can use toward the end, like in the teenage years, without having any unknown repercussions. So these are questions that you guys ask and that you guys want to know. So I wanted to see how similar is it to the top 10 supplements for building muscle? Because when we're kids, we're growing up, we're playing sports, we want to build muscle. Muscle is something that helps to make sure that we don't injure our bones, get broken bones. It helps to prevent any type of degenerative disease, whether that be muscular, skeletal, uh, or neuro. So it's you'll see some crossover between the top 10 supplements for building muscle and the top 10 supplements for adolescent athletes. Now, this is going to be generalized, not going to be very specific. And so if your child has some sort of chronic ailment or disease, then you go to your doctor's discretion. I would say your pediatrics is not going to really know much about this. They don't have enough time to study or do any research. Plus, doctors don't research, not a PhD. So you'd be best to get with some sort of uh, like sports specialist with children. So uh, I'm a CSCS and nutritionist. I don't have any certifications with children, but I have children. So let's see what makes sense physiologically, right? So number one, protein powder, whey or plant-based. So there you go. Whey protein is literally food. It's going to be an alternative to eating chicken, beef, pork, eggs, whatever. And it's even the ingredients in baby formula. So whether you're getting the one that's processed with a bunch of oil solids and such, or you're getting like goat's milk based, it's still some sort of protein powder. So very helpful. And again, we're kind of dosing protein based on body weight. So 1 gram per pound of body weight. Children can get away with less because they don't need that much technically. They're going to use a lot more carbohydrates, and carbohydrates are protein sparing. So their body is very smart and knows what to do with protein. Now, the timing, I would say, after the exercises is very important. What's one great source? Chocolate milk is used for a reason because there's all the micronutrients in there, but also it's a good ratio of carbs, fats, protein, and it's perfect post-workout because the micronutrients in there also have electrolytes, so you rehydrate as well. Um, but yeah, as they get older in teenager years, then definitely 1 gram or 1.5 gram protein per pound of body weight is more beneficial. But as young kids, 6, 7, 8 year olds, you can get away with a little bit less than 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. But I would usually stick with 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. That's what I do here in my house. Number two, omega-3 fatty acids, fish oil or algae oil. So if you want to stay vegan or vegetarian, I don't recommend that. Just get fish oil or krill oil. Fish oil is a triglyceride, kind of hard for our body to use to like synthesize, but the krill oil is a phospholipid, and that's what our body enjoys. And it's really easy, and you don't have to worry about any type of poisoning from this, like mercury poisoning or rancidity of the omega-3 fishy oil, fatty fish, omega-3 fish oil fatty acid. There we go. That all goes through inspection, third-party inspection when they get the source. So before they bottle it, after they bottle it, and you're good to go. If you're buying quality sources, if you're being cheap, well, you get what you pay for. Same thing with the whey protein. You don't have to worry about like heavy metals in there. They test for everything. And then also you can do whey protein isolate, whey how would be my preferred choice, or A2 milk-based protein. So like from Ancient Nutrition, uh, first of its kind. Number three, a multivitamin. For sure, multivitamin, gummy multivitamin when they're younger, and then you can graduate up to a liquid or a capsule formula or tablet, whichever you want. But it's going to have everything that they need to fill in those nutritional gaps. Same thing like adults. Look, kids are just small adults. So let's kind of think about this. Whatever, typically, whatever you use, they can use. Number four, creatine monohydrate. Now, this one I would say is going to be safer when you have a bit more body weight to you, just because we don't have studies with adolescents like pediatrics and creatine. So teenagers, totally fine, right? Teenagers like 12, 13, 14, totally safe to take creatine monohydrate, 3 to 5 grams. I would start on a lower dose. Again, just because we don't have a lot of data out there with pediatrics. You can look up on the internet. It's not pediatrics, right? So 5-year-olds, 4-year-olds, they're going to get it naturally from beef, right, and some other meat sources. But I would hinder on the safe side, not supplementing with creatine monohydrate uh, and powder when they get older. Totally fine. You can do that any time of the day. It needs to saturate into the muscles for them to have more ATP, not only for their muscles, but for their brain, for their heart. Number five, electrolytes. This is important. Back in the day when Gatorade was glucose and not high fructose corn syrup, this is the main drink for athletes, right? So it's going to be good drinks for young athletes. Now you can do liquid IV, Prime. Again, these are electrolytes, not energy drinks. Uh, Prime has more soda or more potassium in there. Body Armor is another one. I don't because these brands I don't think use that B. I think it's called BVO, which Gatorade had in it. I think it still might have it in there. Um, I'm not sure, but it's an oil and not the best for us. And they're going to be getting rid of, dyes, which again, moderation in dyes. I don't think it messes us up. I think that dyes are not the problem. I think it's overconsumption of food, and we can go down that rabbit hole. Consumption of food and processed food and less physical activity. But RFK will do what he does. So I don't mind having sugary sports drinks, especially like we're in Texas now and we were in Florida. It gets hot, humid, and you sweat a lot. So you will need more hydration, rapid hydration. Carbs is a great transport and helps store your fluid a little bit better than not having it. So try, you can try that. You're definitely going to have a performance enhancing effect with carbohydrates. There's a reason why we do it in CrossFit, bodybuilding, powerlifting, football, basketball, soccer. That's the reason why. So unless your kid drinks tons of juice, which my kids don't, then I would say during the sports drink side, let them not have the sugars. But again, my kids don't drink juices. They don't drink their calories really, like except for A2 chocolate milk. That's the only time. But even that's lower in sugar versus like some of these other drinks that I see kids drinking. I mean, back in the day, we used to have one of those. We didn't have a flavor name. It was just like red drink, blue drink, and had like a foil top to it. Pure sugar, right? Uh, so electrolytes, totally fine. Again, you're not going to give a kid a gram of sodium, so it'd be dumb to give them LMNT. So just avoid that. Be a little bit smarter. Use some that are going to be more pediatric friendly or kid friendly, or half a dose of a regular adult serving. You don't have to pay extra for the kid stuff. Everything that says kids, typically it's you're paying more for the marketing. Number six, magnesium. So it does help with recovery. You can do powder magnesium. These are kids of all ages. And again, you can do like glycinate. So I'll show you on here. So you have bisglycinate or glycinate, whichever you want to do up here. Magnesium citrate is going to be a little bit more of a laxative effect if taking in higher amounts. Oxide for sure, laxative effect. Glycinate's a little bit more relaxation. So, fight or flight mode. So we want to get out of that. We want to be in a parasympathetic mode. So that rest and digest. And you can also use things like magnesium malates to help with the like energy levels from magnesium. So you can take that one in the morning, glycinate post workout or at nighttime. Uh, so yeah, magnesium. Again, you have so many other ones, taurate for heart health, but for kids, I would say you want them to help relax. Magnesium glycinate is going to be way easier for them and let them get into a deeper REM sleep. so they can release tons of HGH and become massive. The vitamin D, number seven. Ah, I don't know what just happened. Anyways, vitamin D, you're going to get from uh, food sources, from the sun, but you can also supplement with it. So there we go. Um, I would say, if they're outdoors, they're going to have plenty of vitamin D from the sun. Uh, you can get that level checked, but I really haven't seen kids that are vitamin D deficient that, again, that don't have like Ricketts disease and such. Or what's the other one? Like if they have a thyroid disease, like a Graves disease, they might be deficient in vitamin D, but you can supplement vitamin D if you want to, especially during the cold seasons. But during summer, if there's tons of sun, they should be getting enough outside. Put your kids outside so they don't have to supplement with it. Number eight, collagen and vitamin C. This is where I think it comes in handy to have collagen powder. Ancient Nutrition is the one that I would go with, is the number one collagen out there on the market. And vitamin C helps to synthesize or use that collagen well. The reason why we need collagen, because when's the last time that you sat down and ate all the gristle and drank the bone broth juice of your meats? We usually buy things that are boneless, and we like, even when you're eating chicken wings, I always eat that weird gristle part on the end and just leave the bone itself. But a lot of people don't. So you should have like a 70-30 rule. So 70% of your protein coming from meat sources, 30% coming from collagen sources. Technically, that should be every single meal. Um, so powder form, or they have gummies now, easy to take down. And that is a protein source too. So collagen is protein. So that'll be added into their daily protein intake. Number nine, probiotics. I suggest yogurt, it's very fragile, so it really won't get used and digested. We want soil-based organisms because they thrive in the environment, so they're going to thrive in your gut, and they're also going to make all the other fragile bacteria strands more resilient and last a little bit longer in your body. That's what we want. So they have gummies or capsules, gummies, Ancient Nutrition, again, soil-based organism ones. You have your coagulant in there. You have your um, Bacillus subtilis in there, things that help with boosting immune system, and also whatever happens in the gut is happening in your body. Your gut can cause your thyroid to not function well. Your gut can cause your hormones not function well. It can due to like dyslipidemia. So we really want our gut to be as strong and resilient as possible. Think of it as like your home, your house. You want it to be well structured, no leaks, no cracks in it, no foundation issues. When you start having those other issues, then you start having an imbalanced home and everything else starts to go to rubbish. Number 10, iron. This is only if deficient. So if the kids drink a lot of milk, then they might have an iron deficiency. Like if they start having like some numbness in the legs, tingling, if they're super cold all the time, if you can tell through like from their eyes, from their skin, but you have to get a blood test to figure that out. You don't want to overdo it on iron, fully constipates, and then also it can thicken the blood. So we don't want that. And then again, just key takeaways for adolescents. You don't need caffeine. I mean, if you really want to use caffeine, probably wait till you're a teenager. I mean, my first pre-workout was NO Explode back in the day and Ultimate Orange, right? So that's like a Ephedra. So I've had those, I remember I was like 13, maybe younger than that. I don't know. How did I get it? I think I tricked my parents. But avoid those as long as possible. You have enough energy. No hormonal or testosterone boosters that they sell, these herbal blends that they have. You really don't need to take that, nor do you need to take things like extra boron to to decrease SHGB. You're going to mess with your natural hormones. You're going to mess with your cholesterol, and you don't need to do that until you're more developed. Let your body do its thing naturally and let it adapt. Our DNA mutates for adaptations. So let's just hold off on that. And then high dose fat burners. Again, that's just more caffeine, such and PEAs, mood enhancers. Kids don't need that, right? If anything, they need to like calm, calm down. But there we go. That is what the Chat GPT shows. I mean, you have your differences when for top 10 supplements for building muscle. They have things like BCAAs, which I don't just get essential amino acids, EAAs, that has your BCAAs in it. It's just more, it's more complete because they're essential. It's what your body needs. Um, and then whey protein's on this list, creatine's on this list, beta alanine. That's more for endurance, kind of reduce that lactic acid buildup. But you can also do the same thing with sodium bicarbonate. Um, I'm not a big fan of beta alanine. I don't. There's tons of studies on it with carnosine, that trademark uh, brand of beta alanine. But again, I find it better with taurine, sodium bicarbonate. That's going to help reduce lactic acid, in my opinion. L-glutamine, again, helps with the stomach, so reduce leaky gut syndrome. And again, you can do that with the SBO probiotics. Again, soil-based organisms. That's what you want. Ancient nutrition, SBO. Don't go and get something that's manufactured by Nestle. Like, who is it? Garden of Life? Yeah. Get good stuff, right? Th your main focus should be your gut. I mean, you can take glutamine with BPC 157, with SBO probiotics. You start taking things like a bunch of berberine, it's antiseptic, so that can cause some gut dysbiosis because you're killing off some of the bacteria. So it's a good balance of putting good things in, and then also taking other supplements that are antiseptics that can get rid of the bacteria. So if you always need to replenish, right? Even if you get like a little like a food poisoning or stomach bug, you got to replenish. Has fish oil on this list, citrulline malate. It's so citrulline just helps with blood flow. Kids can totally take it. I mean, you freaking you eat watermelon, has tons of it in there, right? You just wouldn't take 6 to 8 grams, like they're saying. And by the way, that's dumb, citrulline malate, because that's cut. That's either a 1-to-1 or a 2-to-1 ratio of citrulline to malic acid. Malic acid. Skip pure citrulline, man. 8 grams, 10 grams, that'll do you right. Caffeine, again, that's not going to help you build muscle. I don't know why they say caffeine does not help you build muscle, man. I'm sorry. It gives you energy, but it doesn't build muscle. Again, citrulline blood flow can help you connect with the muscle more easily, which means that you are stimulating it, and that's where you build muscle, stimulating it, and then giving it some sort of fuel. So giving it the food, the amino acids, the whey protein. That's what it needs, the carbohydrates. ZMA, again, this doesn't help you build muscle. It might help you go to sleep a little bit better. Um, and again, unless you're deficient in things like zinc, magnesium, and B6, prefer the P5P form. It's not going to really boost your testosterone levels. Like maybe slightly, but you're not going to notice an effect. You might see it change on the reference scale, which doesn't mean anything, by the way. That's just a scale that represents keeping people alive and not optimal. So those, whatever. My opinion on that, just they're trash. And vitamin D on here. Again, as we age, or according to your skin color, you need vitamin D just because the darker your skin, the more it blocks it, and you might not absorb it well. So, I mean, I would add in a carbohydrate powder, branched cyclodextrin on this list. I mean, I would add in like HMB, like leucine, to help with mTOR. Um, Probably hearing me chew my gum right now. But yeah, I mean, building muscle, man, it's just getting enough calories in from fats, carbs, protein. If you're natural, carbs and protein if you are enhanced. But that's about it, man. So yeah, kids are mini adults. So be smart, use some common sense. Um, they can start working out whenever they want to. It doesn't matter what age. My oldest loves deadlifting, and my youngest loves deadlifting too. So they have a technique bar, and we load the bar up to whatever they can do with good form, and they love it. And it's not going to stunt their growth. It's not going to close growth plates. It's not going to cause CKD. It's not going to destroy their liver. It's not going to make them go bald by the time that they're 13. Um, just be smart, man. I mean, if your kids are eating freaking processed food, seed oils, and stimulating their brains with Instagram Reels and TikTok 30 seconds crap, that's doing far more damage than working out, which is what we're supposed to be doing. What do you think the kids were doing back in primitive days? They're probably freaking throwing rocks and moving rocks and trying to not die, climbing trees. So that's it, man. Um, yeah, just don't be dumb and look at these like fear mongers that are in the news and just giving you stupid headlines that they just get a kick out of scaring parents. Your kids can totally have all those things that I listed, and you can go back and write them down if you need to. Totally fine. Again, the multivitamin, you don't have to buy anything expensive. Like, don't be looking at these things and saying you need, like, don't be fooled by marketing saying that this is the best. I tried 10 different kids multivitamins and this is the best one out there because I'm a nutritionist. I'm sorry, there is no best. It's what fits your nutritional needs. That's all it is. And if it's an adult dose, give them less. They have the same organs as you. Their body does the same things. Their body metabolizes things way faster, too, by the way. And they replicate their DNA way faster, by the way. So they're actually better at getting rid of things that, like these natural things, they're getting better at it versus adults. So there you go. That's it.